these are all signed.
We'll go out this afternoon.
Okay, now this stuff, Bobby should see, all right?
Bob?
And these all require a gracious thank you very much, but I haven't got the time.
The councilman deeply regrets he will be unable to, etc., etc., etc.
Georgia, you should be running instead of me. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. Hello, Ray.
Mr. Candidate. Morning, Georgia.
Hello, Mrs. Woodard.
I wasn't expecting you till later this afternoon. I thought you had a board meeting.
Well, properly administered, these meetings can go as fast as a flash. I ran the meeting, and I still had time to promote 2 senior editors and retire another.
Hey.
A retirement, I'm afraid, that was long overdue.
Ah.
Well, now here I am, ready to give my all for you.
That's terrific, Ray, but I have a lunch.
Well, can't you break it?
No, I'm sorry, I can't. I'll be back in about 45 minutes, though.
Well, we'll have the whole afternoon then.
Right. Well, here, sit down. Make yourself at home. Have some coffee. Georgia, if the sky is falling, I'll be able to be reached at Lem's. Otherwise, I'd just as soon not be interrupted, all right?
I'll remember.
Okay.
Councilman Ryan's office.
Hi, Georgia. It's Jillian.
Oh, hello, Miss Coleridge. Oh, dear. I'm sorry. He just left.
Oh, darn. I'm supposed to meet him at Lem's, but an important meeting came up, and I'm going to be about 20 minutes late.
Well, would you like me to call Lem's and leave a message for him?
Oh, would you? That would be terrific.
I'll be glad to. Don't worry about a thing.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, Lem's. This is Councilman Ryan's office. Mr. Ryan should be arriving there any minute, and I would like to leave a message for him. Great. Would you please tell him that Miss Jillian Coleridge will be about 20 minutes late meeting him? Fine. Thank you. Mrs. Woodard, would you mind watching the phone for a minute? I've got to run downstairs.
Not at all, Georgia.
Thank you so much.
In here.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm Dan Davis from the IP. I and my colleagues here were hoping to get a comment from Councilman Ryan on the government's new health plan.
So sorry, the councilman just went out to lunch.
By any chance, did he say where he was going?
As a matter of fact, he did, but I don't know if he'd appreciate the intrusion.
Oh, we just want to ask him one question. He's been talking about his own health plan, so I think he'd like to comment on this.
Sounds like more than one question to me.
Please, if we wouldn't be interrupting anything important.
Well, let me think. But you promised not to say where you heard it.
You are a confidential source.
Well, you better get over there as fast as you can. Let me think. I'd suggest Lem's restaurant. Make a right around the corner as you go out of the building.
Terrific, thanks.
Thanks, lady. We won't say where we got it.
I'm sure you're not interrupting anything special.
In today's episode, the role of Ray Woodard is being played by Judith McGilligan. In the to absorb television off.
Well, Ryan's all settled with Mrs. Shaw till Miriam comes by to take her to the park. So, we're all set.
Give me a minute, Here. Help yourself.
Finale, I don't know why you don't get fat. All you do is eat.
Not all I do.
Hi. How's everybody?
Just fine. Can you say the same?
Mother and daughter around?
Gone shopping. Ma's making him buy a new summer suit.
About time.
Want to let us in on it?
Huh?
Whatever's bothering you.
Delia's missing.
How long?
No one knows for sure. Yesterday, Roger found the apartment with the door wide open, lights on, radio playing, and some money on a table. He and Bob have been looking for her.
Well, I hope you know this is just another one of her ploys. I mean, you know she's just trying to get attention. Everybody worried about her and looking for her.
Oh, that's my first idea, sure.
Probably laying up in a hotel room somewhere, living off room service and watching old movies on television.
Certainly sounds like Delia, but I'm afraid that this time something really may be wrong. According to Roger, Al Pagano thinks that she's a lot sicker than any of us realized. He says she's been having a progressive emotional breakdown for the last 6 months or so.
And none of us noticed? On the other hand, how could you tell?
Hey, what does he mean, progressive emotional breakdown?
Well, you know the nervous collapse that Dee had last fall. Well, it turns out the whole thing was faked.
What?
Yeah. That was Dee's way of making sure I spend every off-duty minute with her.
Pat, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's what Al Pagano's talking about. Yeah. He thinks she was a little crazy even then. And that all the things she did after that, like faking the blindness after she got her sight back, it was part of a long, slow coming apart.
She was pretending to be crazy because she really is crazy?
Wait, you think that this missing person's act is real?
Yeah.
Oh, Pat.
No, I'm okay about Dee. I may feel a little sorry for her, but I'm not responding emotionally the way I used to.
Curious how much evil is done by people who aren't evil, just stupid or crazy. Delia's caused so damn much trouble for so many people, even her own kid. Only 'cause she's stupid or sick.
Jack, that is such a cop-out. Well, she may be sick, but she is also selfish and spoiled and devious.
Yeah, well, she's also possibly in a lot of trouble right now.
And she's not crying wolf again. Where are you going?
I gotta try to see Frank. I'll meet you back at Weehawken Street, okay?
7:30 at the latest.
I'll pick up Ryan from Miriam on my way downtown. Okay. Right? Take it easy, Pat. I hope Dee shows up safe.
Yeah.
You know what really makes me mad about Delia?
What?
The fact that she messed things up with you and Faith. Well, I know that I encouraged Faith with Tom, but that was only because I thought you were committed.
Yeah, well, I was giving it a try. You were right.
Giving it a try because you're an honorable man.
Look, I'd really appreciate it if we didn't spend too much time on what might have been. It wasn't all Dee's fault that Faith and I missed. I managed to be pretty dumb about a whole lot of things.
You married her because she was pregnant. That is not being dumb.
But I did it. Mary, I talked to both Faith and Tom this morning, and I know there's only one thing that I can do now. That's to respect their marriage and to try and stay away from Faith.
So sad. But you're right, I guess.
Oh, Pat. I'm so sorry. I love you, and I just wish that... Well, you know.
I know. Sure.
Councilman Ryan, I'm not sure if you remember me. Dan Davis from the IP.
Sure.
These are my colleagues, Bob Dorsett and Jim Hawkins.
Hi, glad to meet you.
Certainly is a lucky break finding you here alone.
Lucky? For who? Certainly not for me.
Oh, listen, we know how hard you've been working, but if you could just give us 1 minute.
Look, why don't we wait until later back at my office?
Oh, it's not that big a deal. All we want's a comment on the new health plan that the government's announced.
You've been campaigning for a national health plan for children.
Well, yes, I have, and some of what I've been talking about is now in the new government plan.
Oh, well, what do you think about it all? Will it be adequate? I mean, is it as good as what you had in mind?
Well, to tell you the truth, the only thing I know about it is from what I've read in the newspaper stories. I haven't had the time to sit down and actually study the plan itself.
But there's been some good summaries. In fact, I've got the wire service right here.
Look, could we do this some other time?
Are you meeting someone? Is that it?
Oh, we'll just stay until he gets here.
You guys are not going to let me off the hook, are you?
Mr. Ryan, how could I face my editor if he ever heard I found you sitting alone in a restaurant and I didn't even get the answer to one question?
Just give us 10 minutes, maybe only 5.
Suppose I say no.
Hey, would you rather we wait? I mean, we could grab another table, and after you finish, maybe then you'd get answer some questions.
No. The thought of you 3 guys sitting across the room from me, watching every move I make, is not quite what I had in mind. Would you like anything while we talk?
Yeah, that'd be great. How's the egg roll?
It's fantastic, but the Peking duck isn't quite ready.
All I had hoped for, Councilman, was a chance to ask a few questions. I never thought it'd turn out like this.
It isn't quite what I expected, but since you've got me, we might as well make the best out of the interview, huh?
Hi, Patrick.
Hello, Jill.
How you doing?
Oh, okay, I guess. How are you?
Oh, not too bad.
You been out to lunch?
Well, I was supposed to meet your brother at Lem's, but he was knee-deep in reporters, so I thought I'd just wave and come back here.
Reporters are always after him.
Yeah, it's hard. I keep hoping it's going to get better after the election.
Oh, sure it will. Seneca, hello.
Hello, Pat. Jillian.
Good afternoon. You, on your way up?
No, as a matter of fact, no. I just thought of something. Excuse me.
That's funny.
What is?
Nothing. It's my own paranoia. No, but I mean, when Seneca said he was going for something, I thought maybe he was talking about me. Couldn't be.
Put over 7. Give online Purpose of Christmas by Rick Warren, wherever books are sold.
Hello, you lovely creature.
Me?
Is the big man about?
Who?
Mr. Ryan. Frank Ryan, your boss?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He isn't.
Mr. Finelli, why don't you come on in here? I'm sure Frank will be back from lunch at any moment.
Thanks, Georgia. You're pretty good at recognizing voices.
I just have an ear for good company.
Well, I don't know how much snappy chatter I can muster up.
As a matter of fact, I've been a little curious about something.
Oh?
Well, it seems to me now that on more occasions than one, I've asked you to give me a telephone call.
I believe that's right.
But what I'm trying to figure out is why you haven't. I mean, any other reporter in this city would be on my phone before I could go back to the office.
Well, let's just say that I have a general distrust of management.
My Lord, I never think of myself as management.
I do.
I certainly don't want you to distrust me.
The distrust is part of my character.
Oh, well, suppose we worked on that a little bit and maybe we could overcome it.
Oh?
What I really want to say is, I want to hire you away from the competition.
You do? Why?
Because I want someone to really follow this campaign all the way down the line. Every step Frank takes, I want someone there behind him, no matter where it is. Get it all down in writing.
That's a very tempting assignment. Why me?
Oh, because you're a first-rate reporter, a fine writer, and a dependable chronicler. And besides that, I want as many of Frank's family involved in the campaign as possible.
I'm not sure that I understand the last point, but...
Well, Frank's rather concerned about the family, so I feel the more that they're involved in it, that will leave him free to himself be involved in where I think he should be.
Now that makes sense. The business about a dependable chronicler worries me a little, though.
Jack, I think I can count on you for fair reporting.
Yeah? Yeah, you can, but I'm not so sure you can count on me to agree with you as to what is fair and what isn't.
I think all we have to do is trust each other.
I appreciate the offer, Ray, but we both know that it'd never work out.
Jack, I know you to be a very dependable man.
Well, on the good days, maybe. But I'm also opinionated and obstinate and, occasionally hot-tempered. Now, if I don't get my own way, I feel very unhappy and I start to yell. Ask Mary.
All right, so you yell. I'll yell right back.
Well, but when we hit the bottom line, you'll say that it's your paper or your book or you're paying for it, so it's you that's going to do the deciding.
Well, Jack, don't you have someone editing your stuff right now?
Very little, because he knows if he does too much, I'll walk.
Well, you can always walk from me.
6 months is a pretty big project. It's too big an investment for me to make right now.
Well, I must say you're a very difficult man to persuade.
Very generous offer. I appreciate it, but with all the goodwill in the world, I'm not your man.
And I may just call on you a little later. Oh, hello, Frank. How was your lunch?
What lunch? Some reporters ran me down. I wound up eating with them. Hi, Jack.
Hey, reporters can be very good company.
And in my opinion, that's where you should spend all your lunch hours between now and November.
Electronics kind of call.
Listen, I wasn't eavesdropping, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation with Pat Ryan at the elevator.
Oh?
Yeah, well, you missed lunch, and I have here a roast beef sandwich. In addition, in spite of my argumentative nature, I have considerable compassion for your situation.
I don't know
Don't know what?
whether or not I should accept.
I don't see the problem.
I don't want your compassion. On the other hand, I am interested in that roast beef sandwich.
Well, there's also potato salad, cold slaw,
Heavy.
and 2 small but delicious baklava.
I must say, it's much nicer talking to you than not talking to you.
Yeah, I've reached the same conclusion.
But if we share this lunch, you have to promise me one thing. No talking about Frank.
Tell me about Edmund.
He has discovered your tunnel.
And he loves it, right?
Oh, modest as ever.
No, come on now. He has to love it.
He does. He sits in the center of it, and I run from one end to the other playing peekaboo. 5 minutes, and I'm exhausted.
Well, listen, if you let me come up some night, I will stand at one end of the tunnel, you stand at the other, and save all that running back and forth.
Uh-huh. Miriam and I have already solved that problem.
Ah.
On the other hand, I would like you to come up and see him. He is growing so fast.
Love it.
This is nice.
It is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, this is the nicest lunch I've had in a long time.
I just offered your brother-in-law a job covering the campaign. He refused.
Well, I'm sorry, but Jack is something of a loner. He's, I'm sorry, but I'm really not surprised.
Jillian Coleridge's office.
Hi, Jill, it's me. I'm sorry about all that. I don't know where they came from.
Oh, it's all right, I understand. There clearly wasn't any way out.
Well, I tried getting rid of them, but they just sat down. What I'm concerned about, did you get something to eat?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
You know about what my schedule is the rest of the day.
Uh-huh. One thing after the other until late tonight.
At least I'll see you then.
Oh, you certainly will.
I can't wait. I love you.
Love you.
I'm not quite sure that I was following all of that.
Don't worry about it. Is that the new projection?
Yes, it is. And I think you're going to like it.
Well, here, let me see it.
You must have impressed a lot of people because the individual donations are staggering. When we get all our funds in hand, you are going to be a well-financed candidate.
Wow.
I thought you'd like it.
Right, this is big money. And this means a real chance to win, doesn't it?
A full TV campaign without cutting corners. All the trimmings.
Well, it's certainly the best thing that's happened to me today. I feel a lot better.
Well, that's just what I want. Well, I mean a candidate who feels good and is prepared to devote himself without interruption to the work that must be done.
Well, I'm all yours.
That's fine. Just fine.
New Year's Day. Take a holiday from the holidays. SoapNet's bringing you a 10-hour private practice marathon. Catch the entire second season. The private practice marathon starts at 9 a.m. on New Year's Day, and it's only on SoapNet.